There's a quiet hunger most men never see. Not because it's not there, but because it's deeply guarded. Because while men are told to express their urges openly, women are told to hide theirs behind politeness, silence, or a smile that says I'm fine. But here's the truth. Women desire deeply, fiercely, silently, not less than men, just differently. And what they want, what truly awakens them, is rarely talked about. Not in movies. Not in school. And definitely not in modern relationships built on assumptions and surface-level signals. Today, we explore what lies beneath. The emotional storms, the hidden yearnings, the secret cravings women feel, but rarely speak about. If you're a man who truly wants to understand women, not just their behavior, but their inner world, this video will change how you see everything. Let's begin. We live in a world where the masculine is often loud, direct, fast, and reactive. Desire for most men shows up like a switch. Visual spark. Immediate pull. No confusion. But for women, desire lives in the shadows. It's not always loud, but it runs deep, beneath layers of thought, memory, meaning, and emotional safety. Most men assume women are less interested in physical closeness. They think men are wired for intensity, while women are wired for affection. But nothing could be further from the truth. The feminine body and mind are deeply responsive. When a woman feels seen, when she feels safe, when she feels emotionally connected, that quiet fire within her grows. Sometimes slowly, but powerfully. Yet here's the challenge. Because of cultural pressures, many women learn to mask that fire. They've been taught not to initiate, not to express, not to reveal too much too soon. So a woman may burn quietly. She may long to be touched, understood, claimed emotionally. But instead, she smiles, shifts her energy, and waits for the man who can sense the unspoken. And most men miss it completely. Understanding a woman's desire requires patience. Why? Because it doesn't behave like a man's. For many women, desire is not a lightning bolt, it's a rising tide. It builds gradually. It responds to what she feels, how she's treated, how connected she is to the moment. You can't force it. You can't fake it. But if you learn to understand its rhythm, you become magnetic. Here are a few truths about how this works. 1. Her mind must arrive before her body does. If her emotions are unsettled, if her thoughts are racing, if she doesn't feel valued, nothing else follows. That's why many women say, I have to feel emotionally close before I can open up. It's not rejection, it's biology and psychology working together. 2. Affection is not just a warm-up, it's a conversation. What you think of as small gestures, eye contact, a hand on her back, a warm compliment. These aren't side notes. They're chapters in the story her body responds to. 3. Her desire is deeply affected by safety, physical and emotional. When a woman senses stability in you, not just in how you protect her, but in how you hold space for her thoughts, she slowly begins to unfold. You don't need perfect words. You need presence. And finally, 4. The moment she feels objectified, the desire vanishes. She doesn't want to be pursued like a prize. She wants to be chosen like she's the only woman in the world. When you see her, not just her appearance, but her essence, you awaken something far more powerful than any performance ever could. Now let's talk about the things women rarely say, even to men they care about. Not because they don't want to, but because they've been made to feel like their desires are wrong, too much, or too complicated. But if you listen closely, if you watch her eyes, her energy, her silences, these truths will become obvious. 1. She wants to be wanted, without begging for it. She wants to feel chosen, fully, fiercely, intentionally. Not out of convenience. Not out of routine. She wants to feel like her presence still stirs something inside you. That you still notice the way she moves, the way she speaks, the small things that make her, her. 2. She wants to feel emotionally safe enough to lose control. Most women live in a world where they constantly guard themselves. They walk through life with emotional armor, until they meet a man who makes them feel safe enough to let go. That kind of safety is rare and unforgettable. 3. She wants strength, but not force. A man who knows what he wants, but never imposes. Who can lead, but also listen. Who doesn't ask for permission every second, but never crosses unspoken boundaries. That energy. That grounded masculine presence. It awakens something ancient in her. 4. She wants to feel depth, not just attraction. Don't just reach for her body. Reach for her mind. Her mood. Her moment. She's not looking for a routine. She's looking for a ritual. Where every touch, every word, every silence means something. Let's shift to the other side. What kills a woman's desire? These things don't always seem obvious to men, but to her. They're deal breakers, quietly shutting the door, even if she still smiles. 1. Being predictable. When you become routine, when every moment feels like a replay, she checks out emotionally. The feminine craves freshness, presence, unpredictability. Not chaos, but aliveness. 2. Needing validation. When a man constantly asks, "Is this okay? Do you still want me? Do I satisfy you?" It places her in the position of caretaker instead of partner. It drains the energy of polarity. 3. Being too focused on outcome. If every interaction is about what comes next, you're missing the moment. She knows when you're truly with her, and when you're just waiting for a result. 4. Emotional absence. You can say all the right things. Do all the right things. But if your mind is somewhere else, if your heart isn't in it, she will feel it instantly. And the energy dies quietly. So what kind of man draws out a woman's deepest longing? It's not the smoothest talker. Not the richest, tallest, or most followed on social media. It's the man who's fully present. The one who sees past the surface. The one who knows that intimacy begins way before the physical. And continues long after it ends. The man who doesn't rush. Who listens not just to words, but to tone, pauses, energy. Who lets her open at her pace, but shows up with steady, unwavering focus. That man is unforgettable. Not because he takes more, but because he gives more of what truly matters, his attention, his emotional strength, and his patience. Women are not mysterious. They're just misunderstood. Their desire isn't less than a man's, it's just layered, protected, and sacred. If you're the kind of man who learns to understand this, who respects the rhythm, meets her where she is, and leads with grounded confidence, you won't need to chase. You'll become the man who draws her in without force. The man she doesn't just want, but trusts. Because you didn't just understand her body. You understood her soul. If you found value in this message, subscribe to Encoded Desires. Because this channel is here to help men rise above confusion, step into purpose, and become emotionally intelligent leaders in every relationship they enter.